We're here. We did it. Finally, I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm sorry for just, flaking. It totally slipped my mind. And it was funny because earlier today, I was like, oh, I forgot. I haven't even posted the link for my patrons. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go to yoga and then I'll come back and I'll do it. It'll be great. It'll be fine. And then I was talking to my mom and then I was talking to my sister. We were yapping on the phone. And then I was like, oh, and I just ran over here. So thank you so much, Emily. Shout out, you're a real one, for giving me that little reminder. I needed it. Thank you so much. And today we're going to be doing a little bit of drawing. I really enjoyed that last one that we did. It wasn't last week, but it was a week before that when we did like we did this with my patrons for the meeting, and we did the whole breakfast in bed thing. So I have a bunch of images from that same. I have a folder where I have all those images there, and I was thinking we would draw today. So I have my markers, they're ready, and I have my sketchbook, and I'm gonna put them up here so that way you can see the pictures I've chosen. Oh, my sister's doing great. I mean, but the problem is that when my sister and I start talking, girl, hours go. There's always something else. It never ends. So I had to be like, oh, I'll call y'all back later. Bye. Let me just check out the chat right now. How's everybody feeling today? It's Friday. This week was kind of like, it was a little bit of work. It felt like a lot of stuff was going on. And so it's going to be, I have been looking forward to this weekend, and I'm trying really hard not to be absent from work. It's only been like 3 weeks, but I already feel like I need a day off. So I'm trying to be, reliable. And it was a rough week, but I'm glad that we're done. Everything was really good today. It was a very good day. But I definitely feel like I just want to sleep late. I think I'm just tired. I'm looking at the chat. Y'all are talking about COVID, and let me see. Oh, I'm sorry, Viridiana, you had COVID. I think like it's going around again right now, like kind of like the flu, I guess. A lot of students were sick, so I'm kind of feeling like something's going around, and a lot of kids were out, sick. Yeah, I hope it was mild too, because sometimes I don't know. The last time I had it, it was like I didn't even think it was COVID because it felt so different. Let's see. I got a bunch of teens in my house. I'm glad to be in the studio away from the chaos. Oh, do you have a bunch of kids visiting? All the friends are over at your house. Oh, you're that house. I love that for you. I hate COVID too. Right? I feel the same way, Emily. And it's still like, I still don't believe it when people tell me, like, I never got COVID. I'm like, you probably did. And then you didn't feel bad. And so you gave it to me. I tell my students that all the time because they all say that. I'm like, you probably did have it. Let's see. You actually get a fever. Oh, wow. I think the last time I got it, but I mistook mine for like a sinus infection. So I kind of just thought that's what it was, and it wasn't. It was mild, but the backache was real interesting. I don't think I've ever had a backache from it. You got migraines. Oh my God. I do still feel like I have like smell issues, like I smell I smell like phantom smells. And I always blame COVID because I just smell smoke sometimes, but I also heard that could be a symptom of perimenopause. So it's one of the two. I don't know. Let's see. You're stacking up on hope. I think I need to do that too, Emily. I really feel like I need to like really beef up my immune system because I'm not getting my flu shots until not next week, but the week after. So I'm gonna get all the shots, but I need to do something in the meantime, especially with all my students kind of like, you know, feeling sick. Oh, so Emily, your children haven't gone back to school yet? Yeah, I would worry about that too. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat at this point. Let's see. I understand they've had, yeah, for sure. Okay, let's see. You fixed your eye mask. Oh, that's good. Yeah, my matcha's a little funky, but it's fine. Your son turned 3 yesterday. Oh, happy birthday to your son. That is so sweet. I mean, 3 is such an adorable age. I mean, that there cannot be a better, cuter age. 3 is like the cutest. They're still like kind of baby, but they're wanting to be big. So, oh, I remember when mine was 3. Oh, the Minnesota State Fair. How I've never been to a state fair. I mean, Texas is so big that I'm like to go all the way over there. No, it's not my cup of tea. But if it was like somewhere, like if it was within like an hour or two away from me, I'd probably go. Did you see like all the? Do they have all the like the wacky, crazy foods that they sell there? I'm always fascinated by what's the big like crazy food this year? Like wasn't last year was like fried butter or something? Like just that just sounds so American. Like Lord. You're gonna have to dip out 30 minutes. Okay, no worries. You go whenever you need to. Let's see. Okay, while you guys chat a little bit, I'm going to get cracking. So let's see. Let me see if I can get some images up for us because when I had the stream already going, I can't put the images in without actually showing you. Oh no, my camera's like, bleh. Let me fix that real quick. Let me come back here just for a sec. I'm just gonna wake her up. I think she'll be okay. Fingers crossed. I should have done this before because sometimes it doesn't pick up if I'm already in the middle of a stream. Let's hope. Okay, no, she's not there. She's not awake. Let me see. I'm gonna try again. Sorry, you guys. I'm gonna just, if we need to do it a little longer, then we'll do a little bit longer. And of course, everyone, feel free to go whenever you need to. I do apologize for this not being prepared. My camera's a little funky, and so it has to really like, oh, there she is. She woke up. Thank goodness. I was a little worried that she wasn't going to wake up, and I was going to have to turn it all off, which I had to do last time. I don't know if y'all remember that, but okay, so here's the camera. I feel like that looks good. I have my Tombow markers today. I really enjoyed them. Last time we did this one, right? This was the breakfast in bed spread, which, I mean, I like it. I really like how it turned out. And, I was feeling like pretty rusty about everything, honestly. So I was a little worried about drawing on the stream. Let me get myself like situated because I feel like I'm blocking the light if I put it over here. Let me try to make myself better. Okay, so let me show you some images that I chose. Pickle cookies. Pickles are really having a moment right now, right? I mean, I'm a pickle fan. I don't know if I would want a pickle cookie. Did you try anything? Pickle pie. Is that kind of like vinegar pie? Because thank you so much. Do you think she looks good? I thought it looked cute. I mean, the cool thing was that it wasn't super hard because a lot of the figure is like hidden. And then like the parts that are showing are just like these kind of abstract shapes. So it kind of turned out a lot easier than I thought it would be. Okay, let me see if I can switch out some of these images. So I saw these images from our camping theme and I'm going to take them off. Let me turn it off so it doesn't surprise you. There we go. And I'm going to replace it with a couple of images that I chose for today. And they're also kind of breakfast themed. I was actually looking for things that would be like the real version of these things, right? So like the one I really want to draw right now, I'm just thinking about it, is the cinnamon roll. So let me see if I can get that one open for you. I just want to. Okay, let's see. There's like 83 folders. Okay. And then I'm just going to show you everything that I have. Oh, some of these are not going to let me post. We'll try our best. We'll do what we can. So I have one here, which again, I think, I need to like pillows. Again, I know we had pillows last time. Let me fix this one and I'll surprise you with the next image. The next image is, and I have some on my Pinterest too. So I made a board. I think I shared it with you guys also. And it was called Mornings. And that one has the images I'm going to pick from. So that one was posted last for the Google Meet for the meeting that we had. And that was the link that I posted there. That one is the same one that I've been posting these like breakfasty kind of images on. This is the other one that I chose, which is not really morning, but I don't know. I don't know if you guys have been seeing like the still lives that they've become kind of popular, and it's like they're the insides of sinks. I kind of want to do one of those, so I saved that one too. Let me see. Let me get the other picture on there, because the other one I wanted was the cinnamon roll, and I'm gonna grab that one right now so we could do that one because it just looks so like I don't know, cute. It looked very like iconic, like a little like if there could be a like a little clay figurine of this, it just looks so perfect. Let me show it to you. Can I grab these? Sometimes the pictures like won't let me grab them, so then it becomes like a little tricky and hard to. Oh, what is this? I'm so confused. It's weird. Oh, found it. Sorry. Okay, let's see if we can get this one too. Sorry. One more time. Let's try that one. Because this one is the one I really want to draw. I have my eye on this guy right here. Let me put it on there so you can see it. And I hope you'll like it too. So I just have a few of them here, and then we can grab some more. And I don't really know how to show you my, like I wish I could just show you my Pinterest board. That would be so cool. I just don't know how to do that on here. So I don't think that's going to be a possibility, but here's the other one. This is the one I really want to draw. So let's start there. I think that'll be a good one. Let me turn this one off. Turn that one off and turn this one on. That one. Isn't she cute? She just looks like so like if there could be a perfect cartoon cinnamon roll, like this is it. I was just looking for like the most perfect version. Okay. So I'm going to start right here. Let me see what you guys are chatting. Sorry, I was like trying to get the images up, but let me see what y'all are talking about. We'll talk sometime. Crop seed art. Oh, cool. Oh, that was the one that we talked about, right? Didn't we talk about that before? The crop seed art where they like made like these designs with them. Let's see. I wanted to go to a state fair, but it's money. Yeah, for sure. And I feel like you probably also spend quite a bit when you go there, right? I don't know. I've never been, but it's amazing. Thank you. Pickle pies, cream cheese, and pickles. Okay, so that sounds really good. Did you ever see the viral, pickle dip that everybody was making? I don't know. Did you guys ever see that one? That looks good. And I mean, I really like pickles. So I feel like I'd be so into that. I've been like really on a green and brown kick lately. I'm going to try to force myself into something other than green. Because if I've never seen that happen before. If I can, I tend to want to stick there, but I'm going to try to force myself out of it. I'm getting a lot of colors today, and we're just going to see what we need and what we don't. So, let's see. I'm going a couple more times. Ooh, how exciting. The cookie is white chocolate and pickles. Did you try the cookie, though? Because I'm very curious. You're going a couple more times. Are you going to make it to the fair this year? Probably not. And Emily, you said that you're in, did you say Wisconsin? My Pinterest name is Flynn Craft House. So I think I shared it with you guys on the last post for the Google Meet. So you can find the link there, but you can find me on Pinterest. Just search for it like that. You missed that. Okay, yeah. You tend to share food with your son and mom. Yeah. I'm going to have to watch replay. I think parents are coming to pick up kids. Okay. No worries. I get it. You got to do mom duties. I remember those days. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start with this cutesy little cinnamon roll. I really do feel like I need a bigger version of it. So I'm just going to pop it over here to my iPad so I can have it handy and I can zoom in if needed, I guess. And then I'm going to be working with a lot of like neutrals for this one, which is kind of nice. But again, like that's kind of what I've been really interested in right now. So it's kind of like almost like safe for me because I feel like I've been drawing with a lot of like browns and you know neutrals. So I mean, am I really challenging myself if I just do what I already know how to do? Let me see. I mean, I don't know that I know how to do it. I've never drawn a cinnamon roll, but I drew this like goofy one right here. So I thought it'd be fun to do like a real one. I should definitely put a spoon on there too. Let me see if I can get my, I'm trying to send these to my iPad, but I don't know. Do y'all ever have issues with your like devices that sometimes they don't like to airdrop? I feel like mine is so like this one is, you know, she's a little temperamental. So she doesn't always let me airdrop things to her, which I'm just like, why? What's wrong with you, girl? Let's see if she pops over. Okay. I'm just gonna, I guess, wait until she feels like it. Okay. We're just gonna go forward. We're gonna use the little picture right there. I can kind of open it up over here too, so that should be okay. All right, I'm going to try to keep an eye also on the chat. Okay, so we got a big cinnamon roll here, which I think this is so perfect. How many of you guys love a cinnamon roll? And are you making them for breakfast tomorrow? I'm not really a cinnamon roll kind of person, but I feel like, you know, I kind of wouldn't mind having one. I wouldn't mind having one right now. Okay, let's get moving. I also really like the light on this, so it's gonna make for like some really like fun like shadows. I'm gonna try and put some of them in there. Let's just keep going. Oh no, I kind of cut it off. I like kind of don't like that. But I'm just going to go with it. I just feel like I drew it maybe too big. And so look, it's going to go all the way to the edge. And I'm going to let it push off the edge because, you know, I don't want it to seem like I squeezed it in. So, I mean, I'm very like, I'll notice that for sure. So I just want to try to make it seem like it's okay. Like I meant to do that and I didn't mean to do that. Not at all. So just a heads up. And I'm just going to kind of sketch everything in right now. And then I'll kind of try to make it feel a little more like the picture, I guess. This is fun. Like I'm already like, okay, this is harder than I thought it would be. Just the whole like up and down kind of, you know, movement of the frosting. That's oh, the Auntie Anne's no, that's not Auntie Anne, right? Auntie Anne does the pretzels. And cinnamon rolls. I don't think I know and cinnamon rolls. Maybe it's like a Midwestern or like a North. Like we don't really. I feel like we don't really do cinnamon rolls here. I mean, I like bread, right? And I like sugar, so it seems like a marriage made in heaven. But my thing is, I don't really like sweet breakfast. I'm more like a savory breakfast kind of person. So I mean, but the visuals of this is really quite lovely. Yeah, this is actually low-key a little hard. Dare I say, it's a little more challenging than I thought it might be. Yeah, like I'm already kind of confused and I'm like, okay, what am I drawing here? And just making it look kind of like it's going vertical above, like up the sides of the dough, right? Or the roll, the bun. And then across and then back up like staircase. Yeah, that's hard. I'm not gonna lie. That's a challenge. We're gonna see what happens. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it like kind of sketched for now, and I will come back and like flesh it out a little bit more there later. I think I'm gonna put some other things on the sides here just so I can kind of plan out the layout. And I will post these also on Anne's. Yeah, dude, they make like is that not the one that makes like macaroni and cheese and like frozen things and like all sorts of things, right? And they're organic and they make like the little like goldfish crackers, but they're like bunnies. Is that the one? Am I thinking of the right one? But I think like I'm gonna post these here on Patreon for you guys so that you have them if you want to play with them. I also have another picture here, but the problem is with the circles. The problem is that I don't have um like I didn't put them on there before, and then there's just one that I have here that I really want to draw because I think it'll be really cute next to the cinnamon roll, and it doesn't really let me because it's a different kind of file and it doesn't like that file. Like the program, oh here, let me try to export it. The program I'm using doesn't love this this type of file. So let's see if I can export into a different file. And then usually I do all of this before we get to the meeting, so I do apologize to you guys. I'm so sorry. It's usually all done by the time you get here. Movie magic, it's already there. But considering I was a little space cadet today, that is the reason why it's not ready for you, and it should be. And sorry. Sorry in advance. Okay, so I'm going to put the other one up, and then you can see it, and then you're going to see where I'm going to lay it out. And then, you know, when you're going to see all these pictures on Patreon, you can kind of figure out where you want to put everything. So let me put this one in here right there. Let me put that one away for a second. And I'm going to replace this one. I wonder if this will be a problem if it's on. Let me just turn it off for a second so it doesn't, I don't want to complicate things. So I'm trying to be as, I was going to say intelligent, but that's not the right word. We're definitely not doing that today. Okay, here we go. This one I thought would be really fun and as part of the, this one. Whoa, she's giant. Let me shrink her a little. This one I thought would be fun to draw too, like with all of the, you know, kind of breakfasty things. And I had a coffee one too, so I don't see the coffee one yet. But I thought some slippers would be cute. So let me figure out where the slippers are going to go. So sometimes it's nice to have like just a very light sketch, and then I can kind of like figure out how I want to lay everything out. And so that's kind of what I'll do right now. And I'll do this with a very light marker. Okay, yes, okay. So I know which one you're talking about. Oh, so they make cinnamon rolls, and I have seen those. Are they in a cold can that you like pop open? You know that can? Like you hit it with the spoon and like, pff. Is it that? I think so. I don't know. You tell me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong. I don't really buy Ann's that much, but I have seen it, and maybe I need to give it a try. I would love to be like someone who makes cinnamon rolls, but I mean, it literally looks so hard. Like there's such a barrier of entry for me. I don't think I could do it. And I mean, I feel like I've cooked before, and I kind of bake, but I don't really like baking. I like cooking more than I like baking. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like cooking that much right now. I'm not in the mood for it. Let me tell you what I had for dinner today. And I was like so hungry after my yoga class, and I was like, I need to go home and make some. I made a bean and cheese burrito. And granted, I didn't make that burrito, and I made like the beans and everything, but I was just like, that's all I could do. I just wasn't in a place. And if I hadn't been like, I don't know, I was just like, I'm not going to buy food. I promise. I'm not buying food. And I was telling myself, Erica, you have food at home. You don't need to buy anything. I would have rather just buy something because I'm so lazy. And it's not like, I really don't think I'm that lazy, but I do think that I was tired and kind of like exhausted from the week, and I didn't really want to do anything. I didn't want to cook. I just wanted to come to my studio and journal and play around. And yeah, cooking was not on my agenda. But that being said, that bean burrito was really good. I saw someone on TikTok tell you like how to fold it, and I've never been able to do that. So there's no way. I never get anything burrito-ish because I don't want to make it. It's just too much work. Like I don't know how the Chipotle people do it. How do they do that? Like it literally looks like it's almost impossible in my head, because I'm just like, how do they put all that stuff in there? Like it doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, let me find, I wanted to get the picture. I had a little coffee photo too. And, you guys know I love to draw some coffee. So we're going to put a little coffee drawing in here too. I think it's just going to, round everything out. And like maybe we don't have to use everything that's in this image, but I just want to, again, kind of lay things out so I'll know where it's going to go. And let me show you this next one. So we can get that last one in there. So I had the teddy bear slippers, I have the cinnamon roll, I have the pillow, and I have the coffee. I also have the sink, but I don't think it's going to match anymore, so I'm not going to do the sink. Okay, so this one's going to be right here. This one is this one right here. It's just some coffee and looks like a little mocha pot. I don't know. It's a lot of red, which I'm not super into that, but I'm going to start with that little cup, that little saucer, and the coffee, right? So let's try that one right now. I'm gonna try to make it a little bit smaller, but my default is always really big. Like my default is big. I should get a spoon too. Remind me to get a spoon. Man, if I had a spoon, that'd be really cool. So I'm gonna try to not draw so big. That default, she's not playing. She likes it big. Gotta be careful with what we're saying here, right? Yeah, so okay, that's a pretty good size. It's not too big, and I think there will be room even for the saucer. Let's see that. So how was work this week, Emily? You were up at very early, right? Oh no, see now that's not too big, but now the cup is too small. So you'll notice like, when I'm noticing like things are not quite right or I need to make adjustments, I just do them straight on top. And it's not a worry to me. I'm not concerned. I figure that eventually when I start like adding in value and drawing like this properly, like it will fix itself. I'm very confident, usually, maybe a little too confident sometimes. Like it'll be fine. It'll iron itself out. It will be okay. So I think all of the like extra little lines I have, I feel like they're going to get covered up, so it's not too big of a deal. I love the shadows. I really want to sketch those in there. Man, I really, I don't know if you guys are following me on Instagram. Did you see my coffee this morning? It was so good. I just remember looking at it because I make my coffee at home, right? And I just like assemble it and then I put it in my bag and then I travel to work and then I get to work and I, set myself up. And then I finally, after I'm all set up, I will start to drink my coffee. And I took it out and I just couldn't believe it looked so like perfect. It was weird because normally like it's shaking around in my bag and stuff. I'm walking with it and stuff. I don't know. But yeah. Okay, cup. I really want it like a loose spoon, sort of like we have here, but maybe we should do a jam jar. Let's see if we can find one of those too. Jam jar. And so I'm just kind of searching on Pinterest. I wish I could show you this. Maybe I can. Let me try it. I'm just going to try, right? Like what could happen? Like I think it could work. Let me see. I probably shouldn't be trying this live, but I'm going to try it anyway. Let's see. Can we do a browser? See, I can do this. Window, maybe? Browser. Let's try that. You guys have never done this before, okay? I just want to tell you right now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, wait. Let me do something here. Sorry. Okay, I really messed something up. I'm sorry, you guys. Hold that thought. This is just like an experiment here today. I have no idea what that is. Like, why is it doing that? Hold that thought. Okay, let's turn that off. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay. I thought I could like show you my window, my tab. That said no. Okay, my bad. I'm gonna try one more time. I shouldn't, but I'm trying again. Let's see. There has to be like a browser, like a tab on your window. Capture from window, browser, your web-based. I already tried that one. That one didn't work. Okay, well, forget it then. It's fine. We don't need to do this. I was just wanting to see if that would work. Okay. My daughter will be like, what happened on your stream today? You were acting crazy. And I'll be like, I know. I just, had to, I was giving into my intrusive thoughts. I was like, let's just try this, guys. Come on. Okay, we're going to put this one on there too. We're going to try this picture. Because just so we can have like a cute, maybe we should try a different one. Not the jam jar. I mean, it's all like the stuff on my little thingamabob. But I think I'm going to go ahead and just try the really generic. Let's try that. Okay, so then that way I can put that one in there too. And we'll have like, I think that'll fit like maybe right here. And then it'll be really nice to have like a little spoon there or something. I'm just trying to think about what would fit into the spaces that we already have. So let's see, that's image 5. We're going to leave that one up. And then we'll try this one here. We'll try one more. I'm going to add one more image on here. And I'll show it to you. It's going to be this guy. I still haven't put the pillows in. I totally forgot about that one. And to be very honest, I'm not sure pillows are going to fit now. So let's take that one off. There we go. So I thought maybe the jam jar over here. The cake. Oh, I picked a different color. My bad. It's okay. It's very similar, so I feel like it'll be okay. So I always start like big and blocky and chunky, and then I work my way into detail. I try my best not to do any detail until I've got a good structure in there. So definitely recommend. The number of times I tell my students to do that, I'm like, don't start drawing all the detail. They don't. They always start like super detailed, and I'm like, if you realize later that it's too small or it's too big or you need to change it, like you're not going to want to do it because you've already put in so much effort into it. You have to start like big chunky stuff. If you're not following like Sari, who is Not Sorry Art, sorry, not you, Siri, Not Sorry Art on Instagram. She does the like disco ball paintings. I don't know if you're familiar. She had a really good video about this, about like making sure that your structures are right before you start to like really develop things. And I think you should go and look for that one because she had some really good advice on that. So I think that's like essentially the nature of that. Like you don't really want to start doing a lot of work and putting a lot of energy into it when you're not like exactly sure that what you have in the position that you have and the scale and all of that stuff is not like right for you right now. So I'm going to put, I'll come back in there later and put a little more stuff. Like this even feels a little small. I feel like it needs to be a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay, that sounds good. Your son loves that brown, but the chocolate, oh, I have seen the chocolate hazelnut. I've never tried it though. I do like Nutella, but I have to be in the mood. Maybe like in coffee, that might be really, really good. Yeah, I saw that they make some like chocolates and like different like more creamy stuff, but I've never really tried them, honestly. Okay, let me get those pillows because the pillows haven't even made an appearance, and I know they're here. There they are. They're a little small, so I just like the pattern. I really love this. Which one was the color that I used for that? Let's try these swatches one more time. That was it. I think this was the one I was sketching with to begin with. Yeah, I think so. That kind of looks like it. But like I'm already really loving this whole like color palette. I'm going to try those pillows here. Let's see if I can get them a little bigger for my poor little eyes who need to see this really well. Where is that thingy? Here it is. Okay. And I'll hopefully get some time to put in a little bit of attention into those like little bear slippers too. Okay, see, I almost went too big there. I'm trying to scale it back again because again, I think I'm just going to say that from now on. My default is is big. I just draw large. Like even this sketchbook, I remember when I went into the sketchbook, I was like, dang, this sketchbook is too small for me. I'm just naturally, I like to draw big. So it's always really hard for me to draw small. I know some people do really well with that, and so I'm always like really impressed when I see tiny things, because this one cannot do that. I can only draw big. Let's get that in there. Yes, and then if you do your lines like curvy, like follow the curve of this pillow, your pillow's gonna feel like, fluffy, like 3D, like three-dimensional. There, we're just gonna put some of those in there, maybe a little hint of them here. I love to draw fabric, especially fabric that has patterns on it, because I feel like it's always just like essentially like it's defying what we think that line should be doing. I love when they're like under a fold and you have to like just bend, like you have to make it look like it's bent, but you just really like, they don't make sense, but at the end they do in some way, shape, or form. And I just love that. Like drawing fabric with patterns on it can be like, it's just I find it very fun. Now I don't want very complicated patterns. Don't get me wrong. I want simple patterns like stripes or plaid, because I do feel like it does get a little crazy. Like this is going to be a little crazy, this right here, like those little ruffles. Yeah, they're going to be a little bit much. We're just going to do the very best we can. That's all we can do. It's all we can hope for. It just seems like the lines are so close together, more close than I think they should be. That's interesting. We'll try it. We'll see. It doesn't have to be good. It just needs to be fun. It doesn't have to be good. It just has to be fun. See, I feel like there should be another little one skinny line right here, right in the middle. There. I feel like that little line just made the whole, like, I'm sure I'm being silly, but just made the whole plaid. Like I put that in and I was like, boom, that's plaid. There we go. 2 sets of lines are kind of close by each other. They have a little bit more negative space between them. Cool. Let's do that. Right there. And those like horizontal lines, I just try to make them like, wavy, if that makes sense. And maybe like they need a skip, especially on these parts here, because those little ruffles are small and they change direction quickly. We're just gonna try. Now I'm just being lazy. You can see I'm just like, oh well, lines. Okay, I think that looks good. But I'm going to be honest with you, I do not want to draw that second pillow, so that's not happening. I already know that's going to be too much work for me. My brain is she's not capable of that today. Not today. Like, it's already a tall order. I think my brain is capable of these bears, though, because they're kind of goofy, and I think that's easy, right? So let's go ahead and switch back. Now I kind of have everything laid out here. I'm going to come in and start drawing, which one are we doing now? This one, okay. I think I want to do the bears. We're not going to do that one. In fact, I'm going to take that one off so I don't have to get confused by it. Okay, 3 is the cinnamon roll. Okay, we're going to come back to that. I want to do the bears. Okay, so the bears I'm really going to focus on now. Or I'm going to try. I'm going to try and focus on them. So we're just going to make them, fluffy looking. I don't know how I'm not going to be drawing every little fluffy curl. I'm just going to try to imply it by making the contour line a little bit like irregular, right? And then I want to put a variety of different like values. So I'll like have some areas that are, they look a little, patchy, but I think I'm just looking for the shadows, and I'm going to try to put them in as I go. And I think maybe if I use this like little kind of modeled kind of like mark, it might make it feel or seem like it's furry. Because ultimately I do think I want them to look like furry. So we're going to try our best. Have I ever drawn furry slippers before? No. This is my first time. We're going to just do what we can. That's my motto. We just try our best. And my other motto was we do everything twice. Make mistakes and we just do it again. It's no big deal. Made a mistake, just start again. It's fine. Okay. This part over here on this side like has a little bit more light on it. So I'm not going to put as many marks there. And I'm going to also use something else. And actually, come to think of it, I think this is going to be the light color. Because I'm about to use this guy and I'm pretty sure it's going to be darker. Yeah, I'm going to use that one and possibly even this guy here. So let me label these. Do I have a black pen? Yeah. I'm going to use a black pen. So this was 912. This is 992 in case you're keeping track of the markers. 942 and this one is 910. Just in case you needed to know that. Okay, so it looks to me like I've been using 942 and I think I'm ready to add in some maybe I should do I'm gonna do 992. So this is gonna be a little darker, so I'm thinking maybe that I need to put like marks again on the same parts that I already kind of focused on, because that was gonna be my dark originally, and now I'm realizing that this is probably gonna be very light, so I'm gonna need to put in more darks. So I'm gonna come in with this one, and I feel like since I already have a modeled bottom, like first layer modeled, like first layer, when I say modeled, I mean like it's kind of splotchy, right? I feel like this is going to just kind of like help like deepen that a little bit. So we'll just keep adding some little bits here. This is going to need to be a lot darker. I think I can use this guy for like little eyes. I'm going to try to make them a little bit like not perfect because they're kind of covered by the fur or the fluffiness. Now this nose is actually quite big. It looks like two lips. That's not lips. No, I think that's a nose. It looks like lips. And while I'm here, I'm just gonna put some over here too. Just kind of block it in. Okay, I might as well, since it's in my hand. I always talk about how I like to call myself very efficient. So if this marker has already been uncapped and it is in my hand, I'm going to try and put it down everywhere I see dark values. You know, obviously I miss it a lot of times. I miss places that I just come back, but I'm just like, that's just how my brain works. I'm like, okay, well, it's already in my hand, so let me go find all the spots that I need to put it in. So I kind of just like, I'm always scanning the photo. My eye is just scanning everywhere and, you know, moving around. Some people like to work like one section at a time and kind of like work their way through in a like very methodical kind of order. But my method is very like, you know, if it's in my hand, whatever is that color in my eye, at least I'm going to try to get it on that area. Okay, so I do think maybe I should come in with the other one I was using. I feel like I should treat this one the same way I treated the other one. So they look, you know, related somewhat. So since this is going to be a lighter color now, I can put it a little bit more freely everywhere else. And all of this too, I can put some on here too. And then I can come back and, you know, finalize that part. Like I can add more layers to make those areas look darker, to make it look like it has a little bit more volume, like a little bit more form. Here, it's going to stay pretty light, but here I'm going to add more layers. So cute, these little bear slippers. They're just like, I don't know, they kind of feel like old-fashioned, even though they're definitely from the H&M website. But I do feel like they look kind of, you know, like this could be like an old-fashioned slipper, just like a bear. And it's not even like, it just looks kind of like classic, you know. Okay. This marker of mine is kind of like running out, which is crazy. I don't think I've run out. Well, no, I have. Just kidding. I have definitely run out of markers. Let me see if I have another one. Yes, thank goodness. Okay, this one is done. You guys, what do you do with your markers when they're like dry? Do you try to, you know, like squeeze out a few more drops, or do you just throw it out? Do you recycle them? What do we do with them? I had heard that the and I know I've talked about this many times before, that the Ohuhu like acrylic markers are refillable, which is like was a big selling point for me. Like that's a reason why I wanted to get them, even though I don't really use. Oh, not the acrylic. The alcohol markers are. And so, I mean, I'm just thinking, like, why aren't all markers like that? I know that lots of them are, but they're usually really expensive, like the Copics and stuff like that. Okay, let's go ahead and define some of this just a little bit more. Wanted to put a little bit of this lighter brown in here, so I don't know, there's like a little bit of a light that's kind of reflecting on these like embroidered details, so I was gonna try to capture some of that. I mean, I don't know if I did, but we'll try. Maybe I'll put some of this in there. I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna try to blend it in because it does look a little bit like it's too pink, it's too orangey. Try to, you know, put some a little here, a little there, so it kind of feels a little bit like purposeful. I'm gonna try to put it all on this side. Look, there's also some light right there. Right here too. Oh, maybe I should. No, I don't think I should. I was gonna say I think maybe I should use it in here, but I think the color that I have right now is probably more appropriate for this. I'm just gonna put a few little like touches here and there. Looking for areas that are a little bit lighter, on the lighter value range. So we'll just see. There's that really beautiful big shadow there. I have this gray. Maybe this is a good option here. Maybe the gray could be stacked with the brown, and that might make for a good like combination of color. I don't know. We're gonna see. We're already doing it, so we'll see. If it isn't, well, it's just the way things are gonna be because I already did it. Let us see. Yeah, I mean it's not terrible. I think I can put some up here too. Let's put it right on top of that orange and see what happens to the color. We just want to see like how does that color look when we stack it with another one. It almost looks like a little smile. Okay, I was very excited for these little shoes, but now I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done with them. Let's see, there's something else. This is $9.90. I don't have $9.90, so let's try that. Put it right here on the inside because it's very, it's pretty light. There's a lot of light there. I feel like I can put it here too, just a little bit on one side. There. Okay, I'm gonna leave that for now and see if we add it to the inventory. 990. I also have since used 969 and N65. Re-wet them if they are watermark. Okay, cool. So you just like literally just dip it in water or what? Like, or do you have to open them up and like, you know, add the water in or something like that? Do you find that helps? I will definitely try it. Okay, let's go back to this little cinnamon roll. Cinnamon roll. Okay, put that away. There we go. No, not you. No, not you. Where did the cinnamon roll go? There's that. Did I put this? There it is. There's the cinnamon roll. Okay, we're going to go back to the cinnamon roll. I mean, that cinnamon roll is already really hard. I'm going to just try my best. Okay. Now I want to use the same colors. I think it's going to help it look, cohesive, as I always say. I'm going to start with this gray for the shadow. I think this is going to help me to kind of, like figure out like the size of everything, and like it just helps me to like separate the roll from the plate that it's sitting on, which can be very easy to kind of get them mixed up in this space here. And I felt like I kept on getting like the plate shape wrong. I mean, it's still my plate is still wrong in like the way I feel like it should be. So anytime I'm close to the edge, and anytime I am like, cropping something like that becomes a little complicated for me. Let me see what Izzy says. Hi, Izzy. My markers that I'm using right now are water-based. So these are Tombow water-based. They're called dual brush pens. I bought what's available locally here in my country. Ohuhu is in pop. Is it really? And I set up a notebook just to try drawing in your shop. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad to hear that. That's awesome, Izzy. I love to hear. I'm using water-based markers, but I also do use acrylic markers as well. I like those as well. Your lives inspired me to draw again. I am, that just makes me so happy to hear. Like, that's just so sweet. Thank you for sharing that with me, because I'm so happy to hear that you are drawing again. You hadn't drawn since you were a teen, and now as a 40-year-old mom doing interior design career shift, doing sketches made me rediscover this passion. I love that. Round of applause. Round of applause for Izzy. Thank you so much. That is fantastic. I agree with you. I mean, so many times when we're doing other things, like, and if we used to like this, like, there's something really magical about coming to that at a different time in our lives. I think it's like especially like fulfilling when we were in our 40s. Like, I'm in my 40s. I'm almost in my 50s. And I mean, I started like after raising my child, I didn't really like practice. I didn't really make art for a very long time. And then sketchbooks are what helped me, get back into the practice of even just like, I've always liked to observe and to record. That's what I've always liked to do. So sketchbooks give me the opportunity to do that. And I always feel like sketchbooks are just like so low pressure. If you want it to be, you can definitely keep it low pressure. And it just feels like, a very safe space where you can make mistakes and you can play and you can try things and you can fail. And all of that is just, I don't know. I've gotten to a place in my life and in my practice where I just want to move the markers on the paper and play with them. And I feel like for me, it's not always about the end product. It's more about like just doing it, seeing, looking, studying. It's 3 a.m. here, so I mostly watch the replays. But you love my content. Thank you so much. It's inspiring to find artists like you who are generously share their passion. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for sharing all of that with me. That you just made my day. No. You use Gemini because you speak Arabic and French. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. I love that. Thank you so much for taking the time to write that to me, for sharing how you're feeling. I really appreciate it. I mean, it makes me feel really good and very like, I'm glad. It makes me feel good about like sharing this, because I do feel like sometimes as like, people who, put our creative lives, I think women do it a lot. I think we put our creative lives on the side to do all the other things that are demanded of us in our life. Like, we have all the jobs. We have all the jobs, and there's something really special about allowing yourself to do that again, and making even as much as like, it's not just about like allowing, like giving yourself permission, but it's about making the time and the space to do that, making it so that you value that, and you assign importance to it, and you dedicate time and energy. And it's really hard to do. It's really hard to do with all of the demands that we have in our lives. So, I mean, it took me a really long time to be like, you know what, I want to do these things just for myself. Like, it's important for me to have time to do this. I was a single mom, and I raised my daughter, and she took up all my time, everything. And, granted, I did as much as I could to, you know, incorporate my interests and love of art into, my mothering. And, so, I mean, I really like took her to everything art and made her really like participate in all this like art stuff. And, you know, that was the way that I could like bring them together. I could synthesize these two different parts of my lives, And so for a long time I didn't make because I was taking in, I was observing, and I was um, consuming art, but I wasn't making it really. And so, I'm really glad it did take me a while to get back into a practice. And I'm really glad to hear that you're doing that too. And that you are, reminding yourself of what you used to love. I feel like it's so important. And, just like right now, we have like this, world that, there's just so much to not be happy about. I mean, personally, for me, so much to not be happy about in the world right now. So, I mean, we're literally looking for joy anywhere we can get it, and that's definitely like where I am. And, drawing and sketchbooking and arting, just making art, has been something that has really helped me, especially in like, the kind of like, very like tense and hostile kind of like world we're living in right now. Like, it's really easy to be just full of rage. And, drawing has helped me kind of find, a space for, quiet and calm and like beauty, even when it's literally so hard to find sometimes, you guys, literally. So, I mean, it's just been very rewarding for me, and it makes me feel great to know that it has had an impact on you too, Izzy. Thank you so much. I appreciate you sharing that. I also want to know, like, I mean, yeah, I'm always very curious about like how you are coming to making. Like, did you like to do? I think about my mom a lot, also, who, she liked to doodle when she was young, and she doesn't do it anymore. And I'm always like, you should try it. You should do it again. And she's not really that interested anymore. But I do think about how many people have like, these little like, kind of like, what's word I'm looking for? Like, these like little passions they're just kind of like asleep, right? They're not really active right now. And, if you want to do it, like, let's do it. I mean, the thing I love about art is like, it's just so, nothing, it's no big deal if you're not good at it. It's no big deal if you make a drawing and it's terrible. Like, there is so like there's no cost, it's almost like no cost. It's like you don't have to worry about anything, like nothing. It's just fun and rewarding in its own way, but you don't have to worry about anything serious. Like, this is not serious. It's satisfying, and it's valuable for me, at least. But if something's terrible, it's all good. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, in the grand scheme of things, it does not matter. So, like this cinnamon roll that is just looking like a hot mess. Like, it doesn't really matter if you can't tell what it is, which right now is looking a little crazy. You guys, should I bring in some like blues for that plate? That would be kind of weird. And I would definitely have to put it in somewhere over here, which might give myself more trouble. So I'm like, do I do it or do I not? Sorry, let me get rid of that little thingy. I'm going to think about it, because I feel like if I do it, I mean, I think it would be a great addition. I think blue and brown would look so good together. I'm already taking it out. But is it, I'm going to try it. Let's do it. I just don't know where I'm going to put it on this side. And I definitely don't want to draw that again. I already know. So let's see what we can do here. We're just going to start putting some in there and, you know, going with the flow. Let's see. Nothing scary about this. I'm just going to overlay it on that shadow and see what happens. It's already looking a little crazy, but we're just going to keep going. We're not going to panic yet. No panicking. We're going to consider that to be the light. Aw, thank you so much, Izzy. Beautiful. I love to see it. I love to see the vibe. Okay, I'm just trying to kind of create some light in there. I mean, there's some intense shadows here, so I feel like I need that. Like, if you have the intense shadow, you have to have the intense light. So we're just gonna see what's possible here. Wasn't gonna put any of that there, but here we did it. I think this green is maybe the lighter of the two, so I'll put that there, and like maybe some of this like brown on the edge, which it kind of already has. So excellent, right? Perfect. And then I can figure out how it's going to look on the bottom because it does have a little bit of some light here, but not much. And then there's a big shadow underneath it. Do you have Instagram, Izzy? I'm going to put a little bit more shadow down here, right there. And I can't see that part there, so I'm just going to kind of make that up. I'm going to pretend that it goes like that, and I think it'll be fine. No one's going to be the wiser because, well, they're never going to know what I was drawing from. It was just mine, so it's all good. I do think I need something darker for this too, so I'm probably going to find something a little darker that I can put in here to really make it feel like golden and toasty. You're using the Neo crayons. Excellent. How are you liking them? Oh, I really need to we should do that next, right? Is this our last Friday? It is. Oh no. I really think we should do some Neo colors. I think I only have, are Neo 2s the ones that are water-based and Neo 1 is the wax-based? I can never get it straight. I have the ones that are water-based. Let me see. We're gonna see. I have these. So these are 2. Okay, so these are the water-soluble ones. So the red ones are the wax ones I've heard. I've never tried them, and I've never like even touched them. So I don't know, but I think that those are the ones that I've heard are they're waxy, like more like a crayon, like a Crayola crayon kind of thing. But I love them, and I haven't used them in a long time. You know what I like to do with them, Emily? I like to dip them in water and then draw with them, and so you get this like really bloated line. It just looks really like chubby and very like viscous. I don't know. It just looks very like I don't know, very organic. It doesn't have a lot of structure, and I really like that. And doesn't last very long either. It's kind of like you dip it in the water and then you start drawing, and then it's like blobby, and then it immediately like starts tightening up. But I really love that little moment of blobbiness, and I haven't done that in a long time, so I feel like we should. That should be our next craft or whatever we're gonna do for September. You guys, September is my Patreon's birthday. So I think, if I'm not wrong, September is our 4th birthday. That'll be like 4 years old. So technically we're starting our 5th year. I think that's right. Isn't that crazy? Yes, we do need more Neo too. I think we should do that, Emily. How are you drawing the cinnamon roll too, or no? I know you don't have a really good picture. I do apologize for that. I will get you a good picture. We'll put it on Patreon so that you can find it there. Mm-mm. But I feel like the cinnamon roll would be super fun to draw with the Neo colors. I definitely think so. I think it would be just so perfect because it's so like, soft and like fudgy. The Neo color is soft and fudgy, and so is the cinnamon roll. Not fudgy in the chocolate way, but like fudgy in the like fluffy way. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about, you guys. Maybe I'm getting tired. You know what happens when we get tired, right? I don't feel tired, but I do get a little delirious when I start sounding like a little cuckoo. Your cinnamon roll looks all right. So you are doing it with the nail. See, that sounds like honestly, it sounds like a really good idea. Like I almost want to like pull them out right now and just start drawing drawing with them on mine. Maybe like when I'm all done I could put a little bit of Neo color in there. Yes, we do need to celebrate. I always like to do something extra special in September because it is, a landmark. It's a birthday. I remember back when I just first started my Patreon. What a time to be an infant. About 4 years ago, I guess 5 years ago technically. I don't know. I when I had my birthday recently, I spent so much time thinking, okay, so if I was born this year and then I was 0 years old until I got to be 1, technically, because I turned 48. That means I have completed 48 years and I'm on my 49th year. So I have to complete 49 to get that one. You only have your kids left. Yay! And everybody went home to their parents and no one got hurt, and that's all wins. I remember one time having like a slumber party for my daughter's birthday. I was like, I never want to do that again. I'm responsible for too many children. Like, no. Like, I remember I wanted to go to sleep and they didn't. And they were little. They were maybe like in 4th grade or something. And they just wanted to be in the kitchen. And I was like, you know what? I can't. I can never have other people's kids in my house. Like, it was so stressful for me. I don't know how people do it. Like, I remember being, like, going to other people's houses, but my parents had a lot of kids, so we didn't really host like sleepovers or anything like that because there were so many people in my house already. But I do remember going to other people's houses, and I'm just like, wow, the stress of having other people's children in your house is like, for me, too much. Oh, your child got hurt? Oh no. You're like, no. Someone did get hurt. They all call me mom. Aw, they think you're chill. But you are chill. I feel like you'd be a really fun mom to like visit, like to be like the neighborhood kids coming over to hang out at your house because you're chill and you're cool. You ordered pizza. Oh, they were crazy. And these are like teenagers, right? So you're like that's almost like what I do, like being a teacher. You're hanging out with teenagers all the time. That's fun, actually. I mean, I will tell you, as a high school art teacher, like teenagers are super fun. Like they can be difficult, of course, but like it's really fun to be able to talk to them about the things that are happening with them, and like the things that they're experiencing in the world. And they're like almost adults, so they're processing in a way that's still very like original and different because they're still young, but they're like processing it from like a kind of view where they're kind of seeing what's going to happen in the future. And I don't know, there's something really special about like the way that they process their world. So I mean, I feel like I would never want to teach any other level other than like high school, because they're like, teenagers are pretty cool. Like, you like them here. Yeah, I know. I feel like a lot of people like have that same kind of feeling about it, like at least that way. And honestly, that's 100% true. You know that they're safe. You know that they're with you. You know where they are. Yeah. Like, even now, like when my daughter is like wandering, like I track her on the, on the apps. And when she's out and about, I'm like it still takes a lot for me to like, just let her be. I had a dream the other day. I was telling her that she was moving to Los Angeles, and that I was like, didn't like the apartment she chose, and I thought it was too like rough, and I woke up like stressed. I'm like, when will this ever end? Will that ever end? I don't think so. Does it? You think so? Because I feel like it kind of. Let me look at it in the picture, because sometimes on like my book I don't see it, but then I look at it on the stream and I'm like, okay, that looks. I mean, I do feel like it's a little funky. I think it still needs a lot of work. It's looking a little weird to me. But I think if I work on it a lot more, it's just looking really weird. I think maybe the top, it still needs a lot there. I mean, I think the actual photo of this in mural, like I would like to have one of those. Thank you, Izzy. That's so sweet. Yes. Birthday for my Patreon, and my birthday was this summer. So, um, today in teen drama, two of them broke. Ooh, yeah, girl. Yeah, it was so funny. It was the first to see how they respond in the same. Oh, so they were both there, but they were broken up. Ooh, yeah, that's a whole thing. Like I've already learned that I never ask my students like, "Oh, how's your boyfriend or girlfriend?" Because you just never know from one day to the next. They may not be together anymore, and then it gets awkward. Oh my gosh, I had this funny story today. I mean, this week. Like I had a new student enter the class, a girl on I think it was Monday. And then I sat her next to this boy, and they didn't know each other, right? And then the next day he was absent, and then the day he came back, like she was petting him and like on his head, and I was like, I had to come over there and be like, "Are you guys a couple?" And then they were like all awkward and like smiley and stuff, and then I go, "Okay, well, that's cool. I love that for you, but I don't want any petting, right? We don't pet in here. You can't do that." And I said, if you guys are gonna do that, I'm gonna separate you. And then they were like, "Okay, no, it's fine, right? We're good. We're good." I was like, "Okay, cool." Well, that was like, okay, so that would have been Wednesday, and then Thursday they both came in separately, mad. One of them was crying, and I was like, "Wow, that escalated quickly." And then by today, that student's already been moved, and I'm like, wow, teenagers are hilarious in a lot of ways. I'm just like wow, you lived a whole life in 1 week. No PDA in class. I don't like PDA at all. Like no. And you'd be surprised. Like I mean, I'm not personally like myself. I'm not really comfortable with that. Like for myself. So I'm always surprised when people are just like so cool with it. And I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. Like some teenagers, I'm just like, what? But yeah, I just have to like as soon as that happens, like I was like, wow, how did they become boyfriend and girlfriend in like literally one day, and then also broke up in one day? I don't know. I'm just like these kids are something else. Yeah, I don't like that at all. So I mean sometimes on a few rare occasions I've had like couples in the class. Um I mean I had a really cool couple last year who I really liked them because they were like super comfortable like being with their own friends, and they would like go on like be separate, and then there's the couples who need to always be together always, and like God forbid they're not together. So that's something else. That's a whole other thing. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of work in here. I just want it to feel a little bit like dimensional. This part is definitely like has a little bit of shadow there. So I'm going to try and put some of that in. So how were the teenagers in your house? Were they copacetic? Were they getting along even though they were, a couple that had broken up? Maybe it was still like, it was like not that what do you call it? Like when the relationship is very short, so they're like, we're good. Yeah, I feel like Teenagers are a trip. They're just fun. They're funny. They're fun. They always like surprise me. I always say like how my teenagers right now that I have, they're just like, I don't know. I'm always trying to crack jokes and stuff with them, and they're just like staring at me like deer in the headlight. I'm like, wow, you guys, I always say, you guys are a tough crowd. They are just like, that's teenagers for you. I feel like they'll just let you sit in the discomfort of not being laughed at when you make a joke. And they don't have any problem with it. They're just like deadpan face. Okay, I want a little bit more on this side, but I really don't want to like shade the whole thing. Maybe I can switch to like a really light marker and then use that. I'm going to try just kind of going over some of the lines on this like side and see if that does what I want it to do. And then maybe do like a little bit less as I move over here because I don't want it to feel like they're all the same. Okay. So like obviously I think this is going to take me a lot more time than the time I have allotted here. I'm going to switch over to this little bear. Oh, I'm still on the cinnamon roll. My bad. Okay, let's turn that off. There's the bear. Okay, we're going to come back to this. And I'm going to try to see if I can get them to look a little bit more dimensional. They definitely need a lot more value on this side. And we'll kind of just try to make it feel a little bit more like these are three-dimensional objects and not just flat drawings, which, that's cute too. Oh, you guys, I wanted to show you. Oh, I didn't bring it. I don't think. I was doing this assignment with my students. What am I doing this weekend? So I'm thinking about going to visit my daughter tomorrow. We're still having this discussion. And it's because she said that there's like a little market and there's all like hand makers. And I was like, oh, I want to go to see a handmade market. So I'm debating, but to be very honest, I don't feel like going anywhere. I feel like staying home. I feel like vegetating, decomposing, as we like to say. I feel like decomposing in my house. So, I mean, I was just talking to her when I was talking to my sister. I was like, how would you feel if I said I didn't want to go? And we were kind of exploring that possibility. But yeah, I might just go do like a little day trip up and down, back and forth. I'm thinking about it. Haven't made any like hard decisions yet. So we'll see. But otherwise, I definitely want to, I have some like plants and some pots that I bought and I haven't been able to plant those yet. So I want to kind of just put them in the pots, Can I do that? Yeah, right? I mean, I think that's like, that would be fun, right? Decomposing. Yes, I feel like that's self-care. I want to just journal. I want to just, watch something. I don't even have a show or anything I'm watching right now. I wish I did because then I could be like, oh, I'm going to watch a show. But I think I might just go for a little trip and then when I come back, then I can do like all my other stuff. I'm going to have kind of like a pretty busy week this week. You guys, I don't know if this happens in all your states, but in Texas, like we are being asked, like this is our first year, at least with my district, where we have to administer like essentially a state exam for our students on art. Isn't that crazy? Like, doesn't that sound like the silliest thing? You got more sticker paper and mold cloth. Oh, you have like crafts to do. Die cut and sticker sheets actually printed. Oh my gosh, that's good. Can we see them? Can you share them at some point in time? I want to see. What I was gonna show you, or what I wanted to show you, is that I did this exercise with my students, one of my classes, where we made like flash sheets. They're kind of inspired by tattoos, but the idea is like you get a sheet of paper and you draw like different things but your task is to try to make the style look the same, even though you have all very different things, right? Decompressing, yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't mean decomposing, but we joke because it sounds funny that we're like literally decomposing because we're bed rotting essentially. And I'm not even a bed rotter, but I just pretend. I pretend so I can be cool, like all the kids who are bed rotting. But we do, my daughter and I joke that we're decomposing. Anyway, but we made these flash sheets and I made mine like art history themed. And I think it was so cute. And I was like, I'm going to make these into stickers. And I don't know if I even have a picture. Let me see if I can show you on a picture. And I thought they were very cute. And the students all made their own versions with their own themes. Everybody had to come up with a theme. Let me show you mine. So look, this one, can you see? And you can see I have all these like art history. You're going to just kind of see a reflection of the camera. Sorry about that. But look, isn't it cute? There's a Venus, right? And then I just put things that I thought would be kind of art history-ish. And then I picked some like art, like famous, like, you know, subject matters. But I'm going to make this into a sticker sheet. Wouldn't it be so cute? And they're all just watercolor paintings of, yes, put them in the chat. Watercolor paintings of art history relics and things like that. So I'm very excited to make that one. Okay. All right. Let's see. I haven't done any of this. I haven't done much of that. I definitely need a lot of work on this. But I think we're going to call it a night for today because it's already 10. I'm going to put the picture in the Patreon chat. Yes, please do that. I'm going to use that now. You're going to use, oh, decomposing? Yes, use it. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit extreme, but you know, we're decomposing. So I had originally planned to use the pinks and I didn't use the pinks and I didn't use the yellow. And I think I could still use these. So I'm going to keep those out, even though they're not, I don't think they're logged yet. But I definitely, whenever I don't finish my work, I just leave out my markers so that way I can come back to them and I'll have exactly what I need. There were these two. These were the two that hadn't made their way, I think. This is 947. 910 is already there. I feel like there was one more. Okay, I have to put this green. And this blue. And I think there was one more, but let's see what do we have here. Maybe these are the same. 947. Yeah, these are the same. So I'm just going to label them really quickly so that I don't lose track. That's 243. And I think the light gray is not on there either. This is 401. This is, Liz, what do you do with your markers when they feel dry? Do you do anything special? Is there anything you can do to reactivate them? And we're talking about Tombos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm missing one. I think it's because I have both of these are the same. Okay, that's perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. All of these are different. They look the same. Yeah, they're all different. Okay, so this is going to be what I'm going to use for tomorrow. Unsure, get angry with them. Do you like throw them in the trash? Like, I'll have this one. And I think, was Emily, you told me, right, that I just dip them in water and see what happens. You might get a little more life out of them. But I'm just curious, like, do we just throw them in the trash? Yeah, I feel like it just feels wasteful. I don't know. Anyway, you guys, let's wrap up. The pink you used last time, the brush tip seemed dry, but the finer line, yeah, I think so too. And you know, that does happen a lot with the Tombos, right? Like this side won't work, but this one works still pretty well. Dipping in water. I'm going to try that tomorrow. Maybe we'll have some success with it. So this is what I completed in our time. And actually, this was a lot longer than our 1 hour, right? Even though I yapped for a long time and had to like put stuff together. But I think, you know, I would like to do these. And then, of course, I'll share it with you when I'm done. I'll probably put in a little bit of text because, you know, I love to do some text. So maybe I'll use this space here for some text. And just because this is the day that we started it, we should always stamp it. Okay, right here. I'm going to put this somewhere. Maybe up here. August 28th. Oh, my 8 is so weird. Was that supposed to be like that? Did I do that? Yeah, my bad. It kind of looks cute though. Okay, so I'm going to try and finish this maybe tomorrow, maybe on Sunday if I don't get to do it tomorrow if I go out of town. So, and then I'll share it with you guys as well. And I'm going to take a picture right now so you can see it. And then I'll take a picture at the end too. But thank you guys so much for joining me. Oh, Liz has something for us. Dip the dry brush tip into a small cup of clean water for just a few seconds. Do not let the tip smash against the bottom, okay? And then store the pen. Oh, good. Yeah, that makes sense. Because in that way it can kind of like seep in. Interesting. Okay. We're going to try that. We're going to try it. I just have this one. That I think it's the other one. This one. That wasn't working. One of these. So I'm going to try that. We'll see if it works. We'll test it. There's 3 options. Add watercolor ink. Dang. Water dip, horizontal storage. Oh, okay, that's a separate one. Yeah, I think I should do the horizontal first because these are in here and I leave it like this, but maybe I should be putting them down like this on the table, right? Instead of like that, because they do say my other ones are kind of horizontal. They're like diagonal, but add watercolor ink. Okay, well, that's something to consider. I just don't know what color that is. Like, what is that? Like oyster shell or something? Anyway. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to check out some videos on doing that, on like salvaging your markers or like even just extending their life a little bit. That would be nice. I will be live streaming again on Sunday. It'll be, I think, my last stream for August. Sunday journaling. I'm supposed to be quiet during those, but boy, that has been hard for me. I just, struggle to shut my mouth. So I'm going to try my best. You should just come and just see if I can do it or not, because it's not easy for me. Just Google how to fix dried out tombos. And then I'm also wondering, like, can we recycle this? Like, what do you do when it's actually finally done? Do you just trash it? Because don't you feel like we should do something better with that? I feel like they need a burial because they did a lot of work. Anyway, you guys have a beautiful weekend. Have a wonderful night. I will talk to you guys again on Sunday. I hope you can join me. If you haven't checked out my new videos on YouTube, please do so. I'm really trying to be a little bit more consistent with YouTube. My goal is to try to get my YouTube, like I've always gotten really close to becoming monetized as a YouTuber, and I can never make it because then I stop doing it. And you have to have a certain number of hours, and then you have to have a certain number of watch hours, and you have to be consistent in order for that to happen, and I'm just not that. So my goal is to try to become monetized on YouTube before the end of the year, and I don't really know what that means, but I just know that there's like a little tracker, and I'm very far away from the goal. I think it says I have to have 3,000 public watch hours, and I only have like not even 1,000. So if you can go watch my videos, I would very much appreciate it. If you could just like hit like and like maybe write a comment, I also would appreciate that, because sometimes that helps with engagement, apparently. Who knows? But there's some new videos. I made 2 this past 2 weeks. I made 1 each week. I'm going to try and make 1 every week. So one's about journaling. One is about my Sula bag that I got, which is not here. Otherwise, I would have picked it up and showed it to you. So go check those out too. And I will see you guys again on Sunday if you can make it. And if not, September's coming up. If anybody still wants to get those Patreon rewards, you have a few more days. I will. You can get the rewards as long as you join the Pen Pal Club before the end of the month, and that will tell me that like I can still send you August rewards, which is the breakfast themed stickers and like print and everything like that. So anyway, thank you so much, Emily. Yes, I do, right? Let's manifest it. They're recyclable. Okay, that's good to know. Do you think we have to take out all the stuff from the inside? I think so. Thanks, you guys. I will see you guys next time. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. Take care, and I'll see you on Sunday. Oh, you're the best, Emily. Thank you so much. I love you. Y'all take care. Have a great one. Bye.